mean, certification has been a watershed moment for the forest sector. Like I said, I grew up on a certified organic farm, so this idea of certification, auditing, transparency in supply chains has been something that's been present my whole life. The value of certification as a way to open up conversations between producers and consumers, it's a beautiful tool. It is a beautiful, elegant tool that has great value in sustainability conversations and understanding environmental impacts. And certification, as the way it works in agriculture and the way it works in forestry, is there's certification that applies to the producers. So we have forest management standards, and forest landowners and forest managers are audited to those FM, those forest management standards. And so that covers what happens in the woods, how the trees are harvested, how planting and regeneration occurs. All aspects of forestry are addressed within forest management standards. When the wood leaves the forest and it goes into the manufacturing chain, the primary producers or wherever the next step, the sawmill, whatever the next step is, then the wood moves from that forest management certification program into a chain of custody auditing program. And as you've said, I've been an auditor for all of the major forest certification programs, been on working groups, standard setting groups, and have audited all types of ownerships throughout the US, tribal, industrial, family, and various categories of public ownership from coast to coast and border to border. So I'm a big champion of certification. However, I'm going to be very blunt. Certification is not equally accessible to all landowners. And the barriers to access to certification are multifaceted. I think other panelists here can speak to that as well. And even more bluntly, we have been doing certification for 25 years. And frankly, those that can participate are participating. And those that aren't participating in certification have very practical, rational reasons for not being able to participate in certification. And they have very valid sustainability stories to tell, even in the absence of certification. So we can talk more about that, but I have seen certification from all sides. I'm a big supporter, but it's only one way that we can have a sustainability conversation. Because sustainability is about relationships, and it is about dialogue.
So all of the certification systems have a procurement chain of custody that Katie mentioned, and there are other terms, and there's some categories that you fall in depending on which system you're under on your procurement system, but all of them have a mechanism for verifying where the wood comes from. So in some cases, we'll actually go out to the site and visit the landowner, and we'll have a discussion with them about our requirements for sustainability. We'll have them sign a contract that says they agree to use a trained logger, they agree to follow best management practices in the region that we're in. And if they won't, we won't accept their wood. So the reality is we can track every single load of logs that comes into our system. At our big mill, that's 200 loads a day. And at our other mill, it's probably 150, and we can track every single one of them.